Like this gentleman right here on the cover of your favorite, and this is another gift for you.
Wow.
Some Michael Jackson
Some Michael Jackson
on the cover of
Rolling Stone. What issue is this?
from 19
This is number 81
from 71.
from 71. I mean, I just finished watching the Off the Wall documentary, and if you ever think you're doing well in your career, you should definitely go watch that because you're absolutely nowhere near what this guy was doing.
Why does this?
Why does this 11-year-old stay up past his bedtime? Because he is the greatest entertainer of all time, and that's what you have to do. You know, you have to push yourself, and he pushed himself further and further. Did things that I can't even comprehend, like choreographed dancing, and all instruments, like playing instruments, everything. I mean, he was just he was the greatest.
In my life and creativity, it's been challenging. Yeah, it's been challenging and everything, but I was able to ascend to massive levels of heights and never stop, right? Because of the foundation that my mother and my father and my grandfather laid through civil rights, what Michael Jackson did with music videos and the ground he broke. There would be no Kanye West if it wasn't for Michael Jackson. That allowed him to be that, right?
Michael Jackson, his music, his spirit represented love and peace around the whole world, and it influenced me in what I do, you know what I'm saying? So for me to come through is just showing love and respect and paying homage to a great artist who meant so much to music in general and the people.
Just rolling down the street. Say what? Sipping on, laid back, trip.
Right now it's about Michael Jackson, his birthday, us celebrating, keeping his spirit alive, and they gave me a glove. I'm gonna take this to the house.
Say Michael Jackson, say happy birthday, say happy birthday.
They say that you were an artist in this century and was not influenced by Michael. I consider myself very fortunate to have had the opportunity to share the stage with him, to know him personally, and I am always gonna remember, and I'll be a fan for life.
The most monumental thing that I can remember about Mike is that he called me one day when I was on tour in Canada, and I remember Tony calling me, and I was in my room and I was cutting my hair, and I was messing my hair up because, on tour sometimes you don't have no barber, so I had to go do it myself, man. It just backfired on me, but I was cutting my hair. Tony knocks on my door. Boom, 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 boom. He like, game, open up. I'm like, cutting my hair. Boom, 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 game, open up. I got Michael Jackson on the phone. Ran to the door, opened it up, snatched the phone. He's laying in. It's a guy on the phone. I don't know who this guy is, but he said, hello, the game. He has like an accent, like a British accent. Hello, the game. I have Micah for you. And I'm like, my heart is beating, I'm sweating. And then the first thing, I'm thinking he gonna come on and say, hey, Game, it's Michael, But he didn't come on like that. His voice was a little bit deeper, you know what I'm saying? And he came on, and he was like, hey, Game, it's Mike. And, first of all, let me tell you that, I really appreciate your music. I love it all, from hater to love it to how we do. It's just, so, it's just so good. It's just such a good feeling when I hear it. I love your music. And I was like, of course, I'm like, thanks, Mike, but I didn't really know what to say to Mike. And he's just asking me, how I was. And, he knew I had, Harlem. He asked me how my son was. And then we just got to talking about just regular things, not necessarily music. And then he got to this one thing that makes me laugh, man. He said, man, I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but I want to ask you something. And when I ask you this, I don't want you to, I don't want you to, judge me or just, I don't really know, everything about, what's going on with you and 50, but I'd like to be, the middleman on you guys just, putting that situation to bed. And I was like, oh, Mike, I don't know about that, man. I don't know if that's possible, man, because at that point, me and 50, he was my nemesis, I was his, and we were just at war, man. But I ended up talking to Mike for about 20, 30 minutes, man, and we were supposed to, he was supposed to get with, Chris Lighty, and Lighty get with Jimmy, and they were supposed to put me and 50 in a room with Mike, and we're supposed to talk about doing a record together with Mike.
Michael Jackson is like, he's an artist. It's that type of thing. You heard of somebody's being a rapper's rapper. Michael Jackson, there's no genre of music that did not look up to this individual. And I guarantee you, everybody from rock and roll to jazz to blues to hip-hop, everybody you could possibly think of that does music, period, is in mourning right now. So, handle it the way you got to handle it, pay homage. But I'm going to let you know this man's legacy will live on forever. Forever. It will not stop.
The first album I actually had in my possession and played was Michael Jackson Off the Wall. I was in an institution called Andrew Children's Home. And, it's like, I packed and everything. It was like, sad, like, you're going away type of thing. And Juan Verne was like, well, here, take this with you. And it was Michael Jackson. And he had a record player there. And, man, I played the grooves off that record, But, Mike, another musical genius, still missed. I remember, like, I actually, like, so I heard it, like, I was like, you got in me. I actually, like, shed tears right then and there. I've been a Michael Jackson fan, so I just happened to have the CD, and it came with a DVD, and I put the DVD on, and, and the lights and squares lit up. Mike was a smooth motherfucker. Mike was a smooth. He could have like 90% of all the women. Had he wanted to, Mike could have just been slick like just Mike, man, Mike was the man. And then but I really enjoyed that album.
What was it like meeting Michael?
Unbelievable.
You met him in person?
Yes.
Wow. When was this?
I don't remember the year. I met him 2 times. We talk about mind control. He was like a genius. They were like, okay, Michael wants to meet you guys. We get into the trailer. It's a 2-story trailer. The trailer has stairs. Okay?
The trailer has stairs.
The trailer has stairs. The assistant comes in like, you guys can have a seat. So we sit down. He comes in. He's tall. Standing there. 2 beautiful women walk in. He kisses one. Like, full on. It's a moment. It ain't like no peck. It's like a real situation.
Black girl, white girl.
They look Brazilian. So I'm like, wow, he's a G. He just is the king of catching you off guard because he's just like, wow, whoa, wow. So then like we're talking or whatever and like, he's like, yeah, the meeting was supposed to be for us to meet to talk about music. Now remember, the songs he turned down, I don't think he realized that I was gonna give those songs to Justin. I'm going back in time for a second. So we're in the studio with Justin and they were like, listen, you got a phone call on line 1. I'm like, yeah, what was it? That's Michael Jackson. I'm like, man, get out of here. Right? Call back, line 1. I'm like, all right, cool. Who is this? Michael Jackson. And I'm thinking like, it's one of my friends calling from Virginia trying to be funny. They were like, listen, please pick up the phone. It's Michael Jackson. I'm like, man, hello. And I'm thinking it's my friend. And I heard someone eating popcorn in my ear. And that's how I knew it was him. He's just the king. He's just the king of trolling. He's the king, like I think he invented it. So he's like, hey. He's like, how are you? What are you doing? Okay. You working with Justin? Oh, that's really nice. That's great. Okay, cool. All right, cool. Well, you guys have a great session. Tell Justin I said hello. Hangs up. And Justin was like, who is that, Michael? I'm like, yeah. I was like, how did you know? He's like, yeah, man, he does.
Doing this party for the MTV Movie Awards. I was starting to plan to really do my entree onto the scene as an actor. I invited everybody. Everybody was there. The Beckhams was there. And I remember Beyonce was there. Jamie Foxx, Ashton, Cameron Diaz. I mean, it was Will Smith, Chris Rock, everybody that was moving and shaking in Hollywood. So the party's going on, the party's off the chain, the party's already a success. I remember Beyonce had just dropped Crazy in Love. I remember that's what was just killing the dance floor. And she was there. And so I remember the DJ, he ain't played yet, and the dance floor was warmed up, and everybody was saying, we want to hear the new Beyonce joint. That's how hot it was. Security comes to get me and says, you have a guest here who wasn't on the list, and I'm like, who? He's like, Michael Jackson. I'm thinking they joking around. I'm thinking like, they trying to maybe punk me. This is like I think Punk'd was out during this time. I'm not knowing what's going on. So then I go towards the back by like where the catering was, and it's Michael. And I'm like, Michael, what's up? Like, what you doing here? And he was like, I'm here with Brett Ratner. We came to the party. Is everything cool? Can we come? And I was always you know, impressed on how down to earth he was. But this is like extra down to earth. He's like asking, is it all right to come to the party? He's saying like, oh, this party's really hot. Or you gotta invite me to more of your parties. And then he leans over to me. We taking some pictures. He leans over to me. He's like, where's Beyonce? And I'm like, I didn't think I heard him correctly. He's like, you know, I heard she's here. Where's Beyonce? And I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me go find out where she's at. So I run up on B. B is on the dance floor. I'm like, B, you know, Michael's here. He wants to meet you, whatever. And so I get Mike, you know, bring him over. He's like, you know, I love the record, whatever. He goes and tells the DJ to play the record. DJ plays the record, and I recall them dancing. I don't want to be quoted for that. That could have been in my imagination, but I do recall them dancing or something. But even if they never danced, that's the way it is in my mind. But I'm pretty sure that they did dance. But the whole recollection of that, it was so real that Mike recognized the greatness in Beyonce early, and you know, didn't have no ego about it, and was ready to meet her and give her hugs. And he was also ready to go for his as a man. I think we all as men at that time wanted to dance with Beyonce. And I remember Michael had the courage enough to come to the party, ask for Beyonce, and even dance with her.
My favorite album is, I would say, Off the Wall, because I've been listening to it now. I got a couple favorites. Very difficult to say your favorite album, but you know, Off the Wall was one of those albums that were timeless, that didn't have a genre. It didn't have it was colorless. It was ageless. Like me and my mom listened to it. I listened to it. It was just like one of those things that the whole family, you know, listened to. I think it was the perfect album. I think Thriller, although it was the biggest album, you know, had huge records, but these records that were on Off the Wall was so timeless and, you know, emotional. And I'm about to get the buzzer like I'm at the Grammys, but
when I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always make you stand out in a crowd. But someone kicked you from the bunch when the glass was out and took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look.
Tuesday night for Michael Jackson, the greatest entertainer of all time. And if you take one thing from this concert, I want you to take this. We don't mourn death, we celebrate life. So don't wait till somebody's gone to tell them you appreciate them. It was beautiful that he had 9 albums in the top 10. It would have been more beautiful if he was here to see it. So we don't mourn death, we celebrate life. One time a night, y'all.